do you think's going to happen this week? I mean, with the whole Russia thing.
The Russia thing is just a big nothing burger.
Really?
Also interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us.
Sure. He could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think, and that is our job.
Yeah. At this moment in history, as we're looking at efforts across the country to prevent people from being able to exercise their fundamental rights,
Jobs of the past are just not going to come back. And when somebody says that he's going to bring all these jobs back, well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, what magic wand do you have? How exactly?
Hi.
How did he do
We're
it?
back.
We're back.
Thanks for tuning in if you're tuned in.
Welcome to Sanctimonious American Men. I'm Saintly Barnes.
And I'm Brandon.
He's also very saintly.
But maybe a touch. I'm touched.
I'm
on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're on week 11 here. We're getting deep now. We're in the double digits, bro.
Yeah, double digits. You know, by week 32, I think we should really find our voice.
Yeah, something like that, right?
How was your week, Brandon?
Oh, hectic as usual, you know. Sponsored by my broken ass.
My broken ass bag.
Today's show is brought to you by that. Our sponsors really work hard at keeping us on the air.
They're good. We're pleased to have them.
Let's see. It was a little chilly this week, so I didn't get outside as much.
Right.
As last week. I did a little bit of some skate park stuff. I got to do a lot more, but Jasper put in some time, and he's been working with the Saugerties Park, and
oh, really?
Yeah, we're probably going to be putting in a new area pretty soon, adding on to it, just a tiny little bit, not a big spot, but you know, just a little bit to maybe hopefully get the interest still in the community excited about the providing spaces for people to exercise.
That's cool. I was never into skating, but I mean, you guys never had anywhere to do that when you were young. You guys would get shoot off the streets, I remember.
No, me and Lee were like, I remember we Sleazy Lee. We were the first Saugerties Skate Park committee, and then Jasper was like the second generation that really hit it home and made it happen. And got, I mean, we built the JC Field Park.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Out on the tennis court out there. And that was already after I was like, you know, working, and I was working with Emerson back then.
Right.
We did a lot to help get that put in place.
Huh. You know, it's weird because, like, Saugerties isn't far from New York City.
Yeah.
But it thinks that it's like 1,000 miles away.
Yeah. It's not 2 hours. It's 1,000 miles from New York City.
They act like it's 1,000 miles, but they're a little slow on things sometimes.
Well, I think the whole thing with the skate parks in New York was that the insurance companies held it up. Like we're in California and some other states, they're just like, it's your, you know, there were
skate at your own risk.
Skate at your own risk laws, or you know, do your own thing, and you're, you know, the municipality isn't responsible for you being a stupid. Only you are. But in New York, they didn't feel that way. I do have. I know I've been teasing that I got this little Halo video. It's still not done, but I did bring something to show. I don't think the sound was working, but we'll just take a quick look.
Sure. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with.
We'll take a quick look just so people know that it's on its way. And I don't, for some reason, the sound didn't mix down into this, but you'll be able to get a little visual at the beginning here, okay?
All right.
So let's take a look. if it's going to fucking work. There we go. So this is little Mars Rat Studio logo. There's Hala. This was all shot, I don't know, 4 years ago. And it's in Philadelphia. But me and Jasper did all this, the Foley for this. So there's like, there's a little bit of the intro. I'm not going to give up too much.
Huh.
So it's only like a 5-minute video. But, yeah, okay. So that's that. That's just the palate, the appetite, as they say. Why won't anything work today? Main shot. Mr. Science, what's up?
Is he back?
Yeah, Mr. Science was besmirched by Elon Musk this week. How do you feel about that, Mr. Science?
It's fucked up.
Elon twittered a picture of Bill Gates with his big fat belly hanging out and Mr. Science next to him.
That's funny. Wow.
So, yeah, I'm sorry about that, Mr. Science. You know, sometimes people are mean.
Is brought to you by Pfizer. CBS.
Oh, shit. That was an old little thing. That was Pfizer sponsoring everyone.
Oh, yeah, we never got them.
No, we're still trying to get Pfizer to sponsor us. How was your week? I heard you had some sniffles.
I was down and out for 3 days, man. I had hay fever. It sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'm getting hay fever, but I've been getting hay fever the last few years, and
Better than mushrooms.
oh yeah.
You're hallucinating.
Oh yeah, it's scary, but yes, I was hallucinating. I saw my vision snap in and out. There was weird noises going on in my head. I don't even know how to describe it.
Another dimension. Another dimension.
It was rough, and your head's throbbing the whole time, and you have a migraine. It was bad. But I got all my anti-allergy drugs with me now.
You made it.
I made it through.
You're here.
I'm here. I'm sure it'll get worse as the weather changes.
You're still here. Oh, and so is Mr. Science. I thought I got rid of him.
I could stay.
You can chill for a little bit.
A bit.
Mr. Science.
Let's see what we got here.
Where's your pal?
Sorry, I'm a little distracted here.
Nah, that's all good. Where's your what the? See, I got to get a little keypad and better producing materials. It's on its way. It's coming.
I'm just measuring bombing times over here.
Yeah, you've been looking at the Google Earth and all of its You've been looking at bases, military bases.
All the military bases they just opened up.
Wow.
Unless they're in China or North Korea, you can't see them. But the rest of them.
Is this a new thing? Like,
yeah, this is new. They were supposed to,
block out all military bases?
Yeah, but then during the Ukraine war, they said they're going to show Russians. And now all of a sudden, I could see military bases in Nigeria, India, Myanmar, Pakistan, South Korea, Japan, Germany, England, Scotland, U.S., Canada, Brazil, Argentina.
So get it
South
in while the
Africa.
getting's
Yeah.
good, folks.
Right now, I'm in.
You're just going down the checklist.
Yeah, I did. Right now, I'm in Nagassko, Russia. It's up near the North Pole. They got a base up there. It looks like they got some underground stuff. They even have American bases on here. I mean, they even have Space Force. Now, here's an interesting about Space Force.
Okay.
It goes right into a mountain. You can see the tunnel and everything.
Like Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah, right
Just
in.
drive right in the mountain.
Well, not quite that good, but this one's got a tunnel, and you can see it. And I was like, "Whoa!" I think it's Cheyenne Mountain. I took a picture of it.
All right. Yeah, keep taking them pictures because who knows how long it'll be there.
I don't know how long it's going to be there. I don't. But all the
Definitely
Russian
get
ones
it in while the getting's good.
That's kind of scary,
Well, it's also it speaks to how much stuff we don't know about, and piss off the wrong person, you'll know about it.
Yeah, I saw something weird in.
That was something that. Okay, go ahead. I'll tell my little thing after.
I saw something weird in Brazil. I think it might have been natal. I could be wrong about that, or it might have been the other one. But they had like a built-in satellite dish into the ground. It was strange looking.
Well, to that thought, I was thinking it's funny how they won't show you um, Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, but Johnny Depp
Yeah.
and Amber Heard, that's all over.
Live feed.
It's
I forgot live
everywhere.
feed.
You can't fucking not see it.
Johnny's wearing a mic. And that's
Yeah, it's like everybody's just
Got a
watching
camera.
it like, woohoo, yeah, this is funny. This is fucking comedy.
I didn't pay attention to it, but I was catching bits and pieces of it.
Hashtag me poo.
Yeah, me poo, huh?
I guess she took a squat.
She shat on the bed, huh?
She shat on Johnny's side of the bed.
Now, who is this Amber Heard? It was just some girl he was dating?
Well, he married her for a couple years. Yeah, obviously you're not paying attention to Hollywood, which
No.
is good. It's good for your soul.
I don't pay attention.
It's good for your soul. But I guess he met her. I didn't even know this until this week. He met her during the movie The Rum Diary, and then she was in that movie with him.
Okay, so she's an actress.
Yes, she's an actress.
And bed shitter.
Bed shitter. Yeah.
I heard
Yep.
she blamed it on the dog or something.
I think so. Yeah, little teacup dogs or something.
Johnny said he knew the dog, what its feces looked like, and it wasn't the dog.
It wasn't quite that big.
Right.
So hashtag me poo. I think maybe everybody can enjoy a little. But anyways, yeah, you can't see Ghislaine's friggin' court proceedings.
No.
But we can all see Captain Jack Sparrow's.
Captain Jack's. I could see a
Yeah.
YouTube spy plane in the middle of Russia on display, but
Well, that's what it is. Somebody pissed off the wrong person. So now you can see all that stuff. Whereas how long ago you couldn't? A couple days ago?
oh yeah, I look all the time. Last week you couldn't.
Wow.
I mean now I'm looking in Ramstein Air Force Base, and I'm wondering is Google, where are they based? They American?
No,
they still
Google.
kinda-
They're ABC. I think is the name of the company, the Alphabet company they call them, or ABC, or
where are they based out of?
I'm pretty sure China's taking it over.
All right, so that explains it. So
Mhm.
if they're owned by China, then they're not traders because you can't see anything in China except for this little thing in Spratly Island where they're building islands. They make these 10-foot, basically caltrops or jacks, from the game.
Uh-huh.
And they put them down on the ocean floor, and then they put another one. They stack them on top of each other. It looks like either that or they're sea mines, but they look too big to be sea mines. I don't know.
Okay. And they're putting them out there for.
They've been building off of coral reefs.
So they're just making more land.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Chinese innovation. A lot of them are collapsing back into the ocean, but they've been doing this for over 12 years now. Obama asked them not to. That didn't work out too well.
Yeah, I think I remember that. There are like a lot of countries were pissed off. They're like making islands out there.
Yeah.
And people were like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're like just claiming this whole area in the sea for yourself."
There's I don't know, China Uncensored is one of the channels I watch.
Okay.
And they have a little skit in the beginning where the guy puts a Chinese flag into like a rock sticking out of the water.
And then they just start building off of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's hey, that's one way to play the game, I guess. Just change the board. That's
Yeah, I
like
guess.
playing Axis and Allies, and you can just like start making. You just have a magic marker and start drawing in new
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, it's drawing in new land. There should be land here.
You know what? I think I'm gonna put a base out here.
That's what's going on.
Mm-hmm. People are like, whoa, 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 whoa.
And I could see bases in Thailand or Australia, but not China.
Well, I think we touched touched on this a little bit last week, but Russia says that we, in fact, are in World War III. Do you believe that? And that was mainly because of the ship that was sank.
See, that was some doublespeak because Russia said that it was a malfunction, right, or an accident.
Okay.
And then they said that we were in World War III because it sunk. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
which is it? Do you start World War III over accident? Like,
Yeah, it's called a false flag.
We very well could be in World War III. It's just not what we were brought up to think it would be.
Right.
You know, we thought we'd have to hide under our desk or something, or in a door frame, or go in the basement. You know, we caught a lot of the boomer shit early on when we were young. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't think it's gonna be like a. Well, maybe it will be, but at the moment, it's definitely not nuclear, and you know, it could be a. Some people think that all these covert ops that have been happening over the last 30 years has been World War III, and I couldn't necessarily disagree. Maybe we are. You know, maybe Russia.
And some people say the economic war is kind of like World War III.
That could very well be.
Yeah, it's not kinetic, but it's friggin'
right.
It's a war. It's just
a war.
with money.
Mm-hmm. No, very well could be. Ruble went up 30% or something.
The sanctions aren't working. They already got new McDonald's, new Twitter, new. They just wiped the names off the companies that said we're not gonna work here, and they just put new names on it, and they're all back up and running, and everybody's using them.
Really?
Yeah.
So they got new McDonald's.
They got new IKEA. Like it's still the same logo, it just is a different name in Russian.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now all that stuff. Well, I don't know if IKEA is made in China, but it probably is, right?
I don't know, but you know they more or less took over all the stores and shops, and they're still going.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Yeah, I know that. You know, sanctions don't seem to be working. It's kind of hard because, you know, we're not necessarily in control of the seas anymore, and
we ain't in control of shit.
We don't make anything, and their neighbor, who they're friends with, tends to make a lot of stuff.
Yep, their buddy.
Their buddy.
And then you got. This was what I put on here just for fun. Mr. Biden, our president, Joe, extends his hand to nobody.
I didn't see that one. Again? Doesn't this happen last week?
No, I'm pretty sure it happened just this week.
Mm-hmm. He does that.
And then he was talking about how he's going to make everything in the military electric. Or, no more fossil fuels.
Is that efficient?
I have no clue. I don't know what
Don't they have EMPs?
I should have looked this up a little bit more.
Aren't EMPs like a big deal? No?
Let's see.
That doesn't make much sense. Why would we do that? Why would we make anything in the military all of one thing? We want some electric. We want some gas. We want some nuclear.
Yeah, you figure, you know.
We'd want them all different types so that we have something in case something happens.
No, it wasn't electric. It was just make military vehicles climate friendly. What the fuck is friendly about the military?
Nothing.
Why?
I actually think that if anybody's to blame for climate change, I think it's them. I mean, they've been letting off nuclear bombs. I don't know how many thousands and thousands of nuclear bombs they've let off. There's that little video you can watch on YouTube between the East and the West. And it's thousands, tens of thousands of bombs. And each one of these bombs heats up, you know, a 10-mile area hotter than the surface of the sun. I think that probably had an effect.
It might have helped. It might have raised the temperature.
I think they're more to blame than we are. You know.
Electric military vehicles are part of Biden's climate agenda. Pentagon says. Fleets of electric vehicles ready to shoulder the military's workload and slash greenhouse gas emissions over the coming decade. That's what the Pentagon is hoping it can pull off as part of Joe Biden's efforts to combat climate change. Deputy Defense Secretary Kathleen Hicks said Monday. Okay. All right. Friendly military.
Friendly machines of death.
They're going to roll up on you.
Roll up on the friendly machine
with the friggin' Teletubbies painted on the side of friggin' Emron Abrams tank. As long as you're okay and you feel safe.
Tanks with smiley faces.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this. NATO Naples. Who of you?
Oh, more.
Oh, this is my week now.
Wow. I want a full report.
You know, I'm wondering how far I'm going to take this. Am I going to start counting planes?
You're going to start, putting the numbers into a book?
Down. You can make out a lot of detail. I can tell which ones are American.
Yeah, you said the over in Japan, they had a lot of American
Oh yeah, they looked like they had a lot of American.
bombers.
Yep. Russia's got a lot of these white swan bombers. It looks like. You know, the thing is that these pictures are taken at different dates, and it's hard to get an idea of how many they might actually have, because they could be pictured at two different bases at two different dates. Another thing that Russia does is that they have like empty bases
Yeah.
that I guess in reserve. They have enough land for it, so I guess that's they have backup bases all built. I guess it could be worse. China's got backup cities built. Yeah, I find this fascinating, and
Well, didn't they also? Yeah, that was a famous thing during the '80s and Cold War. They would put up fake planes just to you know, look like a larger military than they were.
during the Cold War,
Plywood airplanes
they're in
or
their,
plywood fighters.
yeah, they're in their victory thing. They did that, their victory parade, which they were broadcasting. And we saw. So they would have some tanks go around the block. You know, planes towing other planes that are foe and doing loops to make it look like they had more. Sorry, I'm at NATO Sarajevo.
Keep it up. Keep it up. So I just been like laughing a lot about Elon lately. He's on here today. I think he's a little later, but I just saw a picture of him. Elon is hated by everyone.
How's he hated by everyone?
Because he's trying to buy Twitter, and I guess it's just funny seeing the tweets. People are like, upset that he might buy Twitter. Yeah, that's down there. Twitter and Elon.
All right, we'll get to that. So, are we in World War III? I would have to say no.
Okay, good enough.
Could be the start of it, but it doesn't directly affect us yet.
I watched Bill Maher's show this past weeks, and it was pretty decent. I was like, holy shit. Like I said, he's like, not only is he like coming around as far as like, he's still got some pretty heavy, political, leanings like he's always going to have, and a touch of the TDS. But it was nice to see him talking about, he was talking about the mask mandate ending on planes. And the science behind it, and how you were ridiculed if you said anything against science. And now it's like the CDC and some other whatever agencies are finally admitting to stuff where if you said it 6 months ago or a year ago, you were a right-wing fucking insensitive racist asshole, MAGA dickhead. But now it's like, oh, now it's coming, now we could admit it,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
So I was like, oh, shit. Bill Maher finally, he on one hand, though, is a person that's like fed up with the insanity of everybody trying to hide from life. That really pisses him off, which is I agree with. It's like people that don't want to take the mask off. They want to stay inside. They want to live on the fucking Zoom call for the rest of their lives.
It's too much.
Just too much. Just too much. But, yeah, it was a pretty good show, except for the end. I was like, he lost me, went into his January 6th rant. But something that was really cool, one of the women he had on there said this, and it made me think, and she was just like, just imagine like the effects of what it's going to be like in the future. We've taken 1 year. There's like a whole year of learning loss, more or less, for this generation.
Yep.
And
the school systems were failing before that.
Yeah, and they've been pumped with fear, so the anxiety and whatnot. It's like, oh, you're going to kill your grandmother. Hey, kid. You're going to kill your grandmother.
You little kid.
Hey, little kid, you're going to kill your grandma.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. And some of that might have happened, but people just living in fear, it's no good.
No, it's not. Yeah, some of it might have happened. You're right, but as Bill Maher, you know, loosely quote him, he was just like, "People die. I don't want people to die, but that's life."
That's life, right?
You know, stop
That is-
living in the fear and the anxiety. Stop telling people to live in fear and anxiety because
Right.
it's not good for the future, especially kids that were most affected. I think because their, you know,
Well,
brain,
yeah,
they're
their
being
brain.
told stuff. Their
Right.
brain's not functioning
No,
to think for themselves.
especially when you're, when you're emotionally thinking. Everyone's had a friend who has gone through a hard time, or even ourselves. And like maybe you went through a breakup, and you're like, I can't see past that, and you're just stuck in the moment, and you're not thinking clearly because you're thinking emotionally, and everyone could see it but you.
Yeah.
And because your critical thinking skills have been compromised because you have an emotional investment in it, and the same thing happens with topics, like anything like this. Like,
Yeah.
When people start talking about fatalities, people get very emotional, and the critical thinking skills shut up. And unfortunately, the so-called experts have disagreed to somewhat and use censorship. Those guys still might have been wrong, but you didn't have to censor them.
Well, this, the new term for that is like gaslighting. And it's like I've been hearing that for a long time. Gaslighting. People gaslighting me. They're gaslighting me. And it's like, well, that's literally what the media's been doing to half of the country.
Right.
By telling them, don't do your own research. If you do your own research, you're not a scientist. What do you know?
Right.
And it's like, and then months later it comes out, oh, you were right.
Well, I mean, some of the things, like, we had some conventional thought about science, that was founded by this different bureaucracies in this country, like the FDA, who had certain standards, right? And then during COVID, they all changed, right?
Yes.
And then at some point, they went back to where they originally started from. I never left where they originally started from.
Yeah. Yes.
But so like, as far as like the vaccines, that was something that like normally like the FDA requires a 7-year testing period.
Yeah.
And that went right out the door, underneath.
And nobody said,
I mean, I did.
What? I mean, yeah. But most people that did that were, you're a friggin' science denier.
And it was funny because, when it happened, the people on the left were like, I'm not taking Trump's vaccine.
This was the fun. This is still.
And then as soon as Biden got in, boom, flipped right around.
Yeah, that's one of the funniest things I've seen culturally is when it was Trump's vaccine. You had even Kamala Harris being like, no, I'm not taking
I'm
it.
not taking
I'm
that.
not taking that. And then when it was under Biden's watch, it's everybody better get it.
Everybody better get it.
Everybody better get it because we're all going to die if you don't. And everybody was on board. And then also the other side flipped too. It's like, I ain't getting it now.
Right, the rights were like, I'm not getting it now. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Is there not a centrist left in this goddamn country? The hell?
Holy hell.
But that's it. It's the political science has changed.
I guess it is everything's become political. You can't even have medicine without being politicized, and which is fucked up.
That is fucked up. I don't watch Bill Maher, but
Well, like I said, it was a great show for the most part until he went to his Republican rant and he was framing shit really bad. He was framing the end bad, where it was like, because there's like a new talk. I guess you could say it's a relatively new talking point, but it's been around for a while that we're not a democracy, we're actually a republic. You know what I mean?
well, we are a republic.
Exactly. And he's framing it like there's all these people out there saying that democracy's bad. And it's like because they're like being like, we're not a total democracy if
Who's saying that? Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, John Hancock.
Well, I guess he got a clip from some people running from the Republican Party saying, complete democracy leads to, blah, 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 bad stuff. And
Democracy would be we would all vote on every issue.
yeah.
So when there would be a new bill proposed, we would all vote on it.
True. It'd probably be a clusterfuck too.
It is.
But anyways, there's some talking points out there that he captured. He took out of context, and I was like, Bill, come on, man. You don't have to do that. But he did. That's what he like. That's what his crowd likes. So go for him.
I'm not sure that democracy in the modern sense, or in the literal sense, has ever really been attempted. I know Athens was a democracy, but I'm not sure everyone had voting rights there. I think it was just landowners.
I can guarantee you,
male
everybody
owners.
didn't have voting rights.
So that's So
I can guarantee that.
Without everybody having voting rights, has there ever been a true democracy? True democracy's never been tried. You always hear about communism.
Yeah.
True communism's never been tried.
Well, I saw this was a meme that was going around, and I had a tough time reading it because it's just so weird. It says, if you are not a scientist and you disagree with scientists about science, it's actually not a disagreement. You're just wrong. Science is not about truth. Science is about finding the truth. When science changes its opinion, it didn't lie to you. It learned more.
I could have believed something that was false at some point, because that's kind of what we saw, right?
I was just like, holy shit, that really has got me, because it's like, it's not a disagreement. You're just wrong.
No, that doesn't.
Then it says, science is not about truth. Science is about finding the truth.
Why?
What the fuck?
That sounds like some crosstalk there.
It's totally fucking backwards talk. When science changes its opinion, it didn't lie to you. It learned more.
I thought science didn't have opinions.
Dude, some fucked up shit going on out there.
I thought
on
it was
the internet.
science. Like, it worked every time, no matter where you were. Unless you left the planet or something.
It just learned more. It didn't lie to you.
I mean, I guess that's a stretch, but, I mean, why didn't they say that about the Catholic Church? Does that apply to the Catholic? It didn't lie to you. It just learned more. Does that apply to the Catholic Church or no? Just asking for a friend here.
I'm not sure, dude. I'm not sure.
So all the mistakes that the
But
church
it's not
made.
a disagreement, though. Okay, just so you know, because you're not a scientist. You're just wrong.
Oh.
It's not a disagreement.
So even when
if you disagree with with scientists about science, so
what if you
say if you disagree?
This is doublespeak, man. This is crazy doublespeak.
I know. But people are liking it and posting it like crazy. Why? Because they can't read, I guess. Then they don't know how to parse fucking
science changes
syntax in the English language.
And sure, people believe things that are true or false.
This is just fluff to make you feel better, to make people feel better
about being wrong before.
Yeah, about being wrong and other people being right.
That's what it sounds like. You're actually right. So retarded.
But
I'm not a scientist either. I just,
I kind of thought about what I would say to that, and it was something like, well, I learned more before science changed its opinion. More, quote unquote. I must have learned more than science. Yeah, before science changed opinion. Because I found the truth when I disagreed with the scientists. So me being wrong months before was just me being ahead of the curve. And it's okay because no lies were involved.
That's true. I mean, we were on it in the beginning. We were watching what Australia was going through. And we were totally prepared. I had more toilet paper than anybody I was giving away.
Toilet paper for you.
I had necklaces. For you. Yeah, it was serious. But I had all the stuff. We had those breathers you braid. I had a stockpile of food.
Stockpile of food, yeah. Yeah, I stockpiled. Dude, you should have seen when I was out weeks before anybody went out.
Yep.
and I had fucking a whole pantry full of fucking stuff. Like,
Yep.
okay, I got flour, I got rice, I got all this stuff that if shit goes bad,
If
you're
it's-
all dead, and I'm okay.
I had water.
And then the numbers just didn't add up.
No, they didn't.
They didn't add up within the first fucking few months, and that's when everybody else was just starting to get pumped up with the news, and then they're all going nuts.
Right, right. I waited 90 days, and I was like, "What the fuck? Something's wrong."
Yeah, this fucking the death toll that it was coming out of the WHO in the beginning was way off.
Yeah, it was off.
They were saying like it was going to be, you know, it was just stupid. They're going to be like, I think the first numbers were like 30 million Americans dead in the first year.
Yeah,
that was what they were saying.
There was all kinds of crazy numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I remember me and my roommate were thinking, we got to buy shovels. They're going to be burying people across the yard over here. Like, we're like, where are all these bodies going to go? You know.
So anyhow, I'm glad that Bill Maher though is at least standing up for the masks and saying how much it's bullshit that people are wearing them for political identity and shit like that.
Right, right.
And it's like, I'm wearing my mask because I don't want to be, I'm not a Trump supporter. I better wear a mask.
Right. It's another virtue signal.
Mm-hmm.
They took it off on planes. Right.
That's where this started. That's where the conversation on his show
Speaking
started.
Of planes.
Speaking of planes.
How about old Iron Mike? Shut up! Shut up! Wow, that guy had to be pretty drunk to be messing with Mike Tyson like that.
That was fucking ill-advised.
Yeah,
to say the least.
I mean, he's a pretty mellow guy now. You know,
he was on his way to the fucking like weed conference or something like that. Yeah, High Times fucking. I don't know what it was, but he was on his way to like the weed convention, and these assholes are fucking with him.
You know, what's funny is that there's an air marshal on that flight somewhere, and he just sat back and watched. He said, "Nah, this ain't worth it. This ain't worth blowing my cover."
He did. They
didn't do anything.
He was like, "Nah, those guys, they getting."
I ain't messing with Mike Tyson. I'm just gonna watch.
Nah, yeah.
So Tyson was in the news a lot this week.
With what else?
He was on Rogan, and
I didn't watch the Rogan.
He said that the rich and the fiscal elite are kidnapping
and hunting. I did see something.
Homeless and vulnerable people, kidnapping them.
They're hunting humans
and hunting them. You know,
I may have to go watch it now. I did see that clip, but I didn't get into it. Did you watch any of it?
I just the clip, but
he believes this.
Oh yeah, he believes it.
Wow.
I'm wondering, did he get invited? You know?
Yeah, maybe he got invited.
He would have that kind of access. I mean, as far as like boxers go in our time, he's pretty much the biggest name. You know, he's
yeah. There's this new guy Tyson Fury, but as far as like he is a living legend.
He's Muhammad
boxing.
Ali of this time. Yeah, Muhammad Ali's dead now, but yeah. So I thought that was shocking. I was like, wonder what's up with that.
Where would he pull that out?
Where would he pull that out? I mean, I know they made a movie about that or a book about it years ago. The Most Dangerous Game, is that it or something?
There's a couple movies about it.
Yeah. But you know, it's right along that Epstein thing, like where the rich and elite are abusing people that are vulnerable.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
He was also in the news because a week before that he broke up a fight or whatever. A guy pulled a gun.
Didn't see that either.
And Tyson had like no reaction.
No.
He
pulls a gun on him and he's
was
just like,
not intimidated at all.
What the fuck are you doing?
You get one shot, I'm gonna break your neck, kind of thing. I think it looked like.
Yeah, Dirty Harry style.
I mean, can you imagine having a gun, getting into a confrontation, and knowing that, you know, this guy's unarmed, and I don't have enough firepower to take him down to stop this fight.
I ain't got enough bullets,
I ain't got
possibly.
enough bullets
yeah.
The quell
takes. Ooh.
I mean, Tyson would break my neck probably if you hit me. In his prime.
A good possibility. Yeah.
And, you know, me right now in his prime, if he hit me, he'd probably break my neck.
Yeah. Especially if you weren't looking.
Especially if I wasn't looking.
But yeah, I think Mike is definitely a different person than he was back in the day. He's talked a lot about his frog trip,
Right.
DMT trip or whatever. You know, he did the frog style. And
what do you mean frog style? You thought it was a frog?
Well, I guess there's a couple different ways you can do it. But isn't the one of the ways frog secretes in his skin? Yeah.
I got you. He licked a frog, huh?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
And he said, he said that changed his life. I imagine it did. He seems like quite a different guy, especially to sit there, and let dudes like mock you for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And then finally, like, all right, fuck this. Old Mike's coming.
Yeah.
He's like, I tried. The frog didn't work.
I mean, we have always had a skewed view about Mike Tyson just because
he grew up the road.
Yeah, he was right up the road. He was in the next town over. He's always been a Mid Hudson hero.
Yeah, hometown hero. Yeah.
Hometown hero around this area. So, I was a Tyson fan as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Now that place that you rent, did he spar there sometimes?
Supposedly that's the legend. They would bring him across the street to
the police
third
station.
floor.
Yeah.
Well, he was at the police station above there, and then like where I rent, they would bring him over there, and it was well, it wasn't abandoned, but it was empty, so it was just floor space, and they would just tape out a square, boxing ring size square, and he would just do footwork around, just like around the ring.
I got you.
So that's the legend.
The legend of Iron Mike.
The legend of Iron Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I'd still play Punch Out if I got it.
I thought about playing it the other day. I still got the old NES system.
Do you?
I was like, yeah. Well, it was like when I was talking to Chris watching speed runs when we were talking about that.
Yeah, you were talking about it, yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, I watch it, and I'm like, man, should I fire it up and give it a go? And I'm like, fuck no, dude.
I love
that game. It's going to take too much time out of my life.
Oh, yeah, but...
I mean, we were pretty sucked into video games.
Oh, yeah. Especially then. I don't know.
I can't believe we stopped playing.
I ended up on YouTube. That was the end.
Yeah, but not playing games. We should be sitting here like this.
I would no. That's why I ended
every night.
I ended up on YouTube playing games, and little kids calling me.
Oh, you're talking about ending up on YouTube, seeing yourself on YouTube.
Yeah, 2008 or something.
That's awesome. You're way ahead of the curve.
I guess so.
So far ahead, you didn't even see it.
I got spooked out, man. Little kids are writing me. I'm like, one dude's like calling me. I'm like calling his dad. Like, your kid's contacting people on the internet. This is 2008, right?
Yeah.
So it's got kind of freaked me out. Why is this 9-year-old contacting me from fucking
the 9-year-old army? You could have been the original PewDiePie.
I could have been. And so I called his dad. It took me a while because his mom had died, and so I called his dad. He's like, your son's contacting people on the internet, and I just thought you should know. I'm.
Where was the kid from?
He was from Ontario, Northern Ontario.
Okay.
Pretty much out in the middle of nowhere, and
did he contact you through your YouTube account?
No, he contacted me through Sony PlayStation.
Okay, through the message board. Or whatever.
Yeah. And
that shit happens every day now.
Now it does, yeah. But I was concerned because I'm like, why is this 9-year-old kid? He's putting himself in danger.
Original 9-year-old army.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He's put himself in danger, and his mom had died, and I found his mom died because he contacted me on one Christmas, and I said Merry Christmas, and he wanted to play games, and I couldn't. And I tried to be his friend, as much as I could through a little game system. And,
yeah, that was nice of you. That was,
I felt bad for him.
But you thought he might be,
Aaron Kerr was his name, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
He's still out there.
I'm sure he is.
How you doing, Aaron?
He's got to be like 20 by now.
Yeah. Hopefully he's killing it.
Hopefully he is killing it. But he had lost his mom on Christmas or Christmas Eve, and and I realized it was just him and his dad. I'm like, this dude's alone, yada yada yada, telling people where he lives, yada. And I'm like, So eventually I did get his number and contacted his dad, and his dad thanked me for calling, but said there was little he could do about it, you know.
Right. Well, hey. Yeah, it's all perspective. You know, the dad might have been like, hey, man, he's going to do what he's going to do. I'm going to let him do what he wants to do.
Right.
So that is really cool of you, though. I didn't know that story.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, that shit's happening now every day, and hopefully the majority of people doing it are doing it all in good faith and just having fun playing video games.
Hopefully.
None of these fucking bullshit psychos out there.
Oh, you know there's psychos out there.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking bad. We got to try and change the culture so that stuff changes.
I wasn't going to tarnish my soul with any bullshit.
So, speaking of that, why don't we get into this a little bit? This is something goes to the Florida Democrat or Florida Republican governor, where he's, the don't say. Somebody brought up a good point. And it could be, a talking point, I guess you could say, but at the same time, it's kind of true. It's like the stuff that was in that bill, like, we just don't want you talking about sexuality or whatnot to kids between the ages of 4 and 9 in school or whatever.
In school, yeah.
And I mean, I guess I should go read the bill. You said you read the bill, right?
Yeah, but it's beyond me a little bit.
Okay. A lot of legalese.
Yeah, but it didn't say anything about it. There was nothing.
There was no don't say gay.
The word gay wasn't even mentioned.
Yeah. But anyways, the stuff that they were trying to get people to stop kids about was basically sexual things. And somebody brought up the point, is why is it that in the workplace it would be considered sexual harassment, the same things they're trying to get people to not say to kids in school? And I was like, holy shit, that's a strong point.
That is a strong point.
It could be considered, not all the time, but if you were to like walk up to somebody that you don't know, maybe at the workplace and start being like, yeah, is friggin' I'm this and that, and it could be considered an unwanted fucking sexual advance.
No, you're absolutely right.
Or just TMI, too much information.
Too much information. That's it's just inappropriate talk for the workplace, right?
I think in most workplaces it would be considered that. But
that's a good point, Brandon. I never thought of that. I was just like, why the hell are we talking to kids about sexuality?
I think it all comes back to that bullshit. Like we were saying, when we were in 3rd grade, we didn't care about our teachers better or whatever their life. It was just, you're here to teach.
In 3rd grade, I had, well, I'm not going to say his name, but I had a teacher who people suspected was gay, but it wasn't a thing, Like, he was our teacher, and we respected him because he was our teacher, and he looked out for us. He did hit me with a shoe when I was staring out the window. Good shot, I got to say.
You didn't duck like George.
No, I didn't. I didn't see it coming.
George Bush. Remember when he got the shoe thrown at him?
Oh, he had some reflexes, huh?
Yeah, George. He was like, fuck your shoe.
But
shoot me once, can't shoot me again.
Can't shoot me again. Yeah, I don't remember ever talking about sexuality in school. I didn't know any of that stuff until later.
Well, I guess I got to read the bill before I really talk about it. But as you were saying, there's not a mention of the word gay in it.
No, it's not part of it. I did see the libs of TikTok thing. Did you see that?
I've seen a lot of that lately, and I was going to put that in this week's notes, and I forgot to, because they actually banned them, or they tried to get rid of them. Twitter got rid of them.
Twitter tried to shut them down. They got shut down. And for you who don't know, Libs of TikTok is a Twitter page where they do nothing but repost things that liberals have said with no commentary really whatsoever.
Yeah, they just repost TikTok stuff.
Yes, TikTok things
from these liberal, you
quote unquote liberal.
Yeah, they're more
neoliberals.
I guess. And it gets pretty out of hand pretty quick. It's like that Rod and Burgundy's like, well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. And so I guess they did it because they said it wasn't going on. Like, people were claiming, well, this isn't even happening. And then they just posted all these things from teachers just say,
Yeah,
in their own words telling the world.
I think it was part of the gaslighting. Like the media is like, this, I don't know why. It was like we were talking about a couple weeks ago. They're like, why are Republicans so concerned about grooming? It's like, you're just gaslighting, right? So that's what this is. The TikTok.
Why on earth would people be against pedophilia?
It's a response to that gaslighting. They're like, all right, well, let's consolidate it all and put it out there so you dumbass who say it's not happening can see it's happening.
And then they'll go, well, they're just on the internet. You're going to find out anyway. Well, if they're on the internet, maybe we should try to protect them from people that would have access to them, that know that they exist because they are on the internet. Because we know that the internet has led to kidnappings, has led to abuse. So it's a circular argument. How about we just don't talk to kids about sexuality?
Seems pretty simple.
Leave that to the parents if they want.
Yeah, leave it to the parents. And that Libs of TikTok is effective, obviously, because they
tried to ban it.
They were over the target, and they got big
flack.
Media hammer.
Yeah,
the ban hammer.
They caught a lot of flack.
Mm-hmm. It's like, why do you care if someone does that? It
if it's not
consolidates
happening, they won't mind if we ban it.
Yeah, it seems to me like you're proving the point by banning them because you're trying to hide it.
I did see one of the math questions.
What about? Oh God, yeah, I seen a couple of them too. The books, they were banning math books, and everybody's pissed off.
Why are they banning math books? Because so many heterosexual marriages end in divorce.
They're trying to sneak in identity politics through math. This is what they're doing.
That's exactly what's happening. The questions are, the one I saw, and I can't really remember. I just remember the premise of it was talking about heterosexuals, percentage of heterosexual marriages, and end in divorce or whatever. There's a math problem.
That was part of Bill Maher's show, and I had to laugh my balls off because he said it was like, here's the one I saw. It was the one he brought to the attention of his audience. It was like, what's the percentage of privilege in relationship to skin color or something like that? And they had a chart of people and their privilege and their skin color, and he's like, what the fuck happened to, like, a train leaves Cleveland at 90 miles per hour?
That's gone.
I was like, holy shit, this is so true. Their percentage of privilege to the ratio of their skin color, whatever the fuck it was. Oh, what the fuck, man? Why can't we just have a train leaving the fucking Chicago terminal at 9 o'clock?
Why do we have to get into this? This is like an ethics issue.
Holy fuck.
They don't teach ethics anymore, do they? It's not a class anymore.
I don't know. Oh, here's a great one. Goddamn, thanks for reminding me. Talking to the Scoopers, the like kids, I got the nieces and the nephews, some of them still in school, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so what's going on? And they're like, well, like kids of color now, like whenever a teacher's telling them to do something, it's pretty much a wise ass remark, but it works. And it's like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Why? Is it because of the color of my skin? And the teachers just turn around and walk away. They can't do nothing.
Really?
They're fucked. They walked themselves into a fucking dead-end corner.
I mean, people just used to joke about that when we were young.
It's like, you think some white teacher's going to be like, hell no. They're going to lose their job.
Really?
I'm like, that's great, man. That's great. Fuck them teachers.
Wow.
They're the ones doing it.
That's horrible.
It is horrible because kids like, that know how to friggin' really, like, they're just wise-ass kids are going to use it to the full of their advantage. And some of them are going to take it even too far.
Oh, yeah. Way to get out of work as a kid sounds good.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know about all that stuff. I just try to treat people with respect,
But that's where we're losing me being an asshole
Right.
I am like, these assholes deserve the bullshit they created. I don't agree with it. You're right. The kids should be treated, the teachers, with respect.
Right.
The kids should be told, you're an idiot. You're fucking,
You have to meet the requirement.
go to detention.
Right.
You know,
whatever.
you're being a fucking nuisance.
But at the same time, these kids are being
brought-
led into this.
The
by,
bubble. Yeah, by the same people that
by the
are
same
now
people.
getting having to reap their fucking rewards.
It's sad, man, what's happened as far as race relations in this country in the last 10 years or whatever.
Yeah, it's bad. Sucks.
It does suck. You know,
And it's you can't be naive and just be like, it was because of Trump. No, it was not because of Trump. It was happening during Obama's term.
Sure, it's happened to Obama, you know, and then there's obviously going to be white people who were upset that there was a black president. I mean, there's always going to be assholes, right?
I just don't get that, though. It's like where
they're a very small percentage of our population.
You got the guy that we got in the intro here, Jones. Not what the fuck's his name? The black reporter for CNN. Vance. Was it?
Is it? I know who you're talking about, though.
But he was saying it was a backlash because Trump got elected, and it was like you're making the issue worse. It wasn't a backlash.
No,
there was like friggin' 30% of Obama voters voted for Trump.
Yeah,
and you know, a lot of Bernie voters voted because they're like, Hillary, no thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't a backlash.
A lot of people knew that Hillary was a warmonger, you know.
Yeah.
Going into it, so.
But that whole narrative didn't make things easier on what we're talking about right now. It just made the divide worse.
I've noticed that there's been more black conservatives in the last few years
than ever
that are very vocal
because they're pissed off that they've been getting
vocal.
Fucking thrown into this like wedge, like, you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Right.
They're like, that's fucked up.
I got friends that switched in the last 4 years or so. People I follow on the internet. You know, it's just, you know, it's lowest common denominator stuff.
I mean, I subscribe to, I don't know, probably 10 friggin' conservatives that, you know,
identify as black.
Are yeah, they identify as black. No, friggin', at least like there's Brandon Tatum. There's fucking Gothics.
She's hip and pretty.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
She's funny. There's a bunch. There's Jesse. There's what's his name there?
There's a shit ton. I'm trying to think. Let me just look them up. But so many that are just fucking awesome.
There's Kevin's Corner.
There's
I'm not sure where Kevin is. He's either in
Young Ripa.
Young Ripa.
He's awesome.
Green there. What's his name? Green. I know his YouTube channel is just like Green.
But just saying,
he's in California.
And also with the Hispanic vote too. Oh, I mean, this is leading us right into where we're going anyways. Actually, no, it's not. Well, that's a little bit further down the road. But it don't matter. CNN. Well, yeah, it was supposed to be in the second hour, and we already are in the second hour. Chuck Todd, midterm election poll looks bad or catastrophic for Democrats.
Right.
Because of all these issues that we're talking about. The Hispanic vote is like, they don't want weak leadership.
No, why would they?
They can see it clear as day.
Sure. They were
They're looking at friggin' Biden. And that's the other thing. Todd got fucking attacked by Twitter for saying, you know, Biden's energy levels aren't friggin' very reassuring to the you know, base. And it's like, and then Twitter attacks him and says, Chuck Todd's a piece of shit. Cancel Chuck Todd. And it's like, yeah, back to the teacher thing. You're reaping. This is you're doing. You made all this hate, and now you're fucking getting it.
That's like that one YouTuber. I forget his name. I think it might be Elliot or something. He started to get people to cancel other people on YouTube, go after their sponsors, and then it happened to him.
Oh, you're talking about that fucking idiot, Ethan Kleinberg.
Ethan Klein,
Ethan Klein,
yeah.
H2
H3, yeah.
H3, whatever.
Yeah, H3.
That guy's a mutt. He's a mutt.
He got canceled, but he's the one that started it.
I know, yeah.
And
he took down his videos with certain people because he was like, I understand it. I was insensitive.
I think one of the people
He bent the knee.
I think he did an interview with Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
the Canadian guy.
Yeah,
and then they had an agreement that it would be shown in its entirety, and it wasn't. And then he went back and retracted it, and tried to cancel Jordan. Deleted most of the interview, and Jordan Peterson said, be careful what you do because the chickens are going to come home to roost,
Yeah.
And he was prophetic on this one.
Now he ain't got no sponsors.
Now he's got nothing. And it's sad because for some people, YouTube is like a dream. It's like they get to make a living off of
just like us.
We're not making a living, doing what they love, and cancel our sponsors. Go ahead.
My sponsor says that's not true. My damn aching back.
And so now it's created this environment of hostility on YouTube where people go around canceling each other or trying to get each other's sponsors canceled. It's stupid.
It's basically the fucking anybody that disagrees with me is Hitler. That's what it is. I can't, it's burying your head in the sand, and it's like, I don't want to bury my head in the sand. This person's out there, so I'm going to get him canceled.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to bury their head in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I read this book by Eric Hoffer, right?
The only way to pull your head out of the sand is to make them all disappear.
And Eric Hoffer, he wrote, he was one of the first modern sociologists, I guess you could say. But he was a farmer, and he decided that he was going to study mass movements.
Okay.
And he wrote
migrations, even.
Not migrations, but mass political movements or social movements.
Okay.
And
not bowel movements.
Not bowel movements.
Mass movements. Okay.
And
he was a farmer.
He was a farmer for profession, yes, until he became an author.
Okay.
And
smart man.
He did a psychoanalyst of all these mass movements and the people involved, and he found some universal things like people that are likely to join one mass movement are more likely to join another. So
yeah.
So if you're in one, you're in two. And one of the things he said that you can't. There was people in Nazi Germany who just tried to bury their head in the sand and keep out of the way and not pay any attention to it and stick to their own lives. And
yeah, it's like, well, I'm going to live here in the now. This is my life. But they don't realize they're being swept up.
They're being swept up because they're not being accounted for. They're not standing up against it. And they paid the price once the Nazis came in power.
That's the classic saying, though. It's like, what is it? I can't even remember. It's when they came for Billy Bob, I didn't say nothing or whatever. When they came for Susie, I didn't say nothing.
And then they came for me.
And then they came for me.
Right. So I know people think that they can, just
that's the cancel culture.
But this stuff is complicated on purpose. It's not easily decipherable or easy to make sense of. And that's intentional, because crooks don't like to get caught. Basically, criminals don't like to get caught, and people who manipulate the law for their own thing don't like to get caught. And we're talking about a scale that affects the globe. Some of these corporations, are so big, they're richer than countries, like Disney, BlackRock, whatever,
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, even some families, like is the Pacers, right? Pacers. You can't really find out much about them, but they're one of the richest families in the world. And these people don't have our interest at hand,
No.
And it's hard to follow because the legal talk is hard to follow, right? It's almost impossible to follow money on the internet. You can do somewhat, but it's no way to really tell. You're not at the backroom deal. There's also tangible assets that could be exchanged without being recorded. So So I believe that you have to pay attention to some extent, as best as you can.
Right.
Because, our republic only works if people are informed, like if people are misinformed, it's not going to work. You're going to vote for
It's democracy.
It's not democracy. And Jefferson said that it only works if the voters are informed.
Right. Yeah. I'm preaching to the choir, Barnes. Saintly Barnes, preaching to the choir. Be informed. It's important. But I understand the side of people that want to be like, it's too much noise. I got to block it out so I can just live my life.
Right.
I get it. But at the same time, don't come hollering at me that, because I didn't put the fucking profile pic in, of my flag that I'm a bad person. Yeah. Don't come at me with that. You're a fucking whatever you are. I'm gonna call you something when you're not informed.
Right.
That's or there's a lot of people that they got two different answers. First answer is, I don't watch the news. I don't care about the news. And then when you friggin' say something, they're like, all of a sudden they think they know the news.
Right.
They're like coming at you with like, no, that's not true. It's like, well, how the fuck do you know if you don't watch the news?
If you didn't look into it at all.
Yeah. You're saying you don't watch the fake news, but clearly you do watch the fake news.
Right.
The corporate fucking news. So CNN Plus is closed down 3 weeks into their $300 million.
Woo!
That's $100 million a week, bud.
Man, they lasted longer than I thought they were gonna.
Killing it.
3 weeks. $300 million. 3 weeks. How many millions of dollars a day is that?
I hope Brian Stelter got paid.
It's like 15, $16 million a day or more, right?
Fucking dude. We talked about that last week. It was like, what moron thought this was a good idea? Maybe we didn't talk about it.
No, we didn't talk about it.
It was like, what idiot says
we talked a little bit about it.
We're gonna friggin' put what nobody watches behind a paywall.
Behind a paywall.
But nobody wants that they can get for free, and they don't even want it for free. We're gonna put it behind a paywall. You know what? I heard they only had 150,000 people
subscribe. Wow. There's YouTube channels that get more than that inside of the first hour.
Yes.
So that's ridiculous. Wow.
You got YouTube channels that have been, fucking around for, well, I don't know if you're going to get a YouTube channel around for 3 weeks. And you can get some with more than 150,000 subscribers.
Right, but
it's
they
rare.
didn't spend $300 million on it.
They're in their kitchen.
They're in the kitchen, right, with the laptop. That's CNN's fault, I mean, this is Ted Turner.
That's called reading
I don't
the
know
room.
when Ted Turner became like the same guy who made all the Civil War movies and got accused of being a Confederate sympathizer. Suddenly is now the champion of these people. It's like,
well, Ted doesn't run that company anymore.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, all right.
Pretty sure he sold CNN a while back.
Oh, did he?
I will check.
I'm misinformed, talking at my ass.
Ted, I'm sorry.
Ted, I'm sorry.
Ted, sorry, bud.
Piece of shit.
You're still a piece of shit.
No, I never had any problem against Ted Turner, really.
Let me see. I could be misinformed. Ted Turner, CNN.
Ted Turner's a figment of your imagination.
He's a figment. He's a hologram.
Tina Turner's a figment of your imagination. Tina Turner can't hurt you.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner, man. Gotta love Tina.
Tina was the best.
She was. I saw some old performance she did at the Playboy House. Bill Cosby was roaming around all drunk and wasted, but she was on there with Ike, right? She had a lot of energy, man. Jesus Christ. Holy cow. I don't know how she kept up. Or even, look at her age. She still looks all, 50. Forever hell, she's still alive, right? But I remember seeing her at like 70 thinking like, she looks 40,
I guess it's still owned by the Turner Broadcasting System, which is Ted's.
Ted, you piece of shit.
But I don't think he is in control of anything anymore because it says he's been diagnosed with Lewy body dementia.
Oh.
Well, I don't know what the fuck Lewy body dementia
He'll
is.
be frozen in kryptonite.
He'll be frozen in Disneyland soon.
Disneyland soon. Right?
next
Is that legal?
It says it makes him feel exhausted and forgetful.
Huh.
So yeah, I guess Ted didn't sell it. He sold WCW. Ted, you blew it. CNN Plus sucks.
It does suck.
I'm sure, like I said, though, he probably didn't have much into that.
Gettysburg was a good movie, though, Ted.
But isn't somebody buying all of CNN?
I don't know. I don't.
I
Follow
thought
CNN.
there was some big group that's buying all CNN, and that's why they're gonna make changes. Yeah.
Oh, I did hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That the little guys on the chopping block there.
The little guy.
Little round guys on the chopping block there. The guy that just spits out nonsense.
Yeah.
Two different
Stelzer. Brian.
I did hear Rachel Maddow.
Warner Media. Yeah. Currently owned by AT&T, will merge with Discovery and make
Time Warner.
just Warner Media.
Huh. I did hear that Rachel Maddow's back.
Only for like a month or so, I guess. She's like, I'll be here on Mondays. And then after a month, we'll see what happens.
And so, oh, is that what happened?
I guess, yeah.
So I heard that she had a breaking report. I only heard about the second wind, where she had a recording. I did hear the recording.
She broke wind?
She had a telephone recording of the House Minority Leader and Cheney's daughter there.
Okay.
And it was...
Oh, it was, yeah.
It was from January 10th.
McCarthy.
Yeah. And she thought it was going to be like exposing Trump or something. It's them talking about asking Trump to step down.
And resign, yeah.
Yeah.
McCarthy was all talking tough, like, I'm going to get him to resign.
Right. And all Republicans were like, oh, thanks for posting that. We're not going to vote for him again.
Yeah. The dude's gone.
He's such a liar. Here's all his lies. It's like...
I did see that. They're like, Maddow's exposure of McCarthy didn't have the effect that she, phone call didn't have the effect she quite wanted.
Yeah, I went and checked out the video. I didn't watch it, but I did go through the comments, and it's Republicans thanking her for her work. We're not going to vote this guy in again.
Oh my God! The trolling is powerful on the right, very powerful. They're class A trolls.
Class A.
So
yeah, that was CNN, huh?
CNN
Plus gone.
300 down the drain. 300.
Hope you didn't invest.
You could, if you guys want to throw a little our way, we could keep things going.
Yeah, we'll keep it going.
Ted, call me. So Elon, yeah, now we're finally down to the Twitter and the Elon.
Okay.
We're gonna go back a little bit.
We might have to go back.
Just going back a little bit.
Twitter and Elon. All right.
Elon, I haven't seen no news today if you're buying Twitter yet, but please make it happen.
Now he got the money up, right?
He got the money.
Right?
Yeah, he's got some money.
And he's gonna buy it off the Saudi princes, right?
We'll see. Or he's gonna make an offer directly to shareholders. That's what the whole tender offer is. That's why he put the "Love me tender,
love me sweet."
He put that on the Twitter. "Love me tender," which means he's gonna make an offer directly to shareholders to buy their shares from them. And so the board won't have shit to say about it.
Huh.
And even Dorsey has come out
Dorsey.
Yeah. Jack Dorsey's come out saying that the board of Twitter has been the problem for a long time at the company.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fucker.
And also almost none of the board members hold any stock in the company.
Really?
None. Almost.
So they have zero interest in profits.
Yeah.
Just influence.
Yep.
Wow.
I think that's something else Elon twittered.
Dorsey, he's been
twittered
he's been experimenting, right?
With drugs?
That's what I heard.
I think he always has. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what do you think he dresses like a Jedi?
Oh yeah, he does look a little bit like Mark
or a
Hamill.
Satanist priest?
One of the two, right? Huh.
I
mean,
don't
that's
know.
ad hoc.
I don't know what
ad
he's
hominem,
doing.
so I'm not gonna get involved in that. But
Yeah, I don't know what Dorsey does.
but all right, so
What happens if he does buy Twitter? What happens? Let's talk about
buy
this.
Tesla. Free Tesla ads.
Free Tesla. We're gonna get some Tesla ads.
He claims he's for free speech.
I believe him.
I kind of believe him too. I don't, we'll see, I guess. I mean, he's a billionaire, so I'm weary, but he does seem pretty adamant about it.
I love all the people coming out being like, "What? How are we gonna let a billionaire control our speech?" It's like, what?
What?
What? Yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
Are you on Facebook?
You on Facebook? You on
Let a billionaire control your
you
speech?
use Amazon?
What the fuck?
Netflix? Everything you're watching is owned by billionaires, buddy.
Everything you're using is owned by billionaires.
So anyways, yeah, these people just don't fucking get it, and they get outraged when things aren't going their way, and it looks like if he gets Twitter, things won't be going their way much longer, because I believe you'll hear the pushback finally, which has been missing the past 5 years.
Yep.
Because big tech has figured out how to control the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And most people that own big tech shit are on the left.
That's true. Silicon Valley's in California.
Yeah. So I feel like
at least publicly they're on the left. Behind the scenes, you never know.
Yeah. Well, I think they're also it's about power too.
It's
like
about
they
power
like
and
controlling
control.
things.
Yeah.
They're like, they figured out all the algorithms. They're like turning people into algorithms. That's one of my favorite things, being like, you have become an algorithm. You just don't know it. You're out there bitching about shit you could care less about. You're out there fucking crying about things you never thought about in your life.
Mm.
People don't even have original thoughts anymore. That's the scary thing. They ain't got time to think for themselves.
I mean, original thought's really hard to come across, but I mean, one that you come across on your own, even if someone else has thought it before, that's less and less.
Yeah,
I would say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd say
I agree with you. True original thoughts are hard.
Right, but
it's
one
like,
that even you come up on your own seems less and less that I encounter.
Well, I don't think so. Not if you're like, you could do a lot of different things for creative thinking.
Sure.
To work those muscles out.
I'm just talking about like conversations I have with people.
Yeah,
which is nothing wrong.
Like instead of being in the bubble, like right now we're using a lot of stuff we've seen in the bubble. We're repeating stuff we saw all week, and it's all out there because it's getting put out there for the most part by someone with money.
That's true.
And all we're doing is trying to find our own original thoughts when talking about it.
Or come to some kind of consensus.
Or at least talk about it in like an present versus past point of view.
That's a tough one. People have a hard time with that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think, I heard, what's his name there?
But saying
he played God.
But saying free speech is a good thing. It's like as old as I know, like me being an American, that's one of the foundations.
Oh yeah.
To be like coming at someone and be like, well, free speech all the time isn't a good thing. It's like you just learned that. You just learned that from social media in the past 5 years.
I mean, it's already written down. The founding fathers nailed it pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Who played God? Before we get out,
Morgan Freeman.
What did he say? I've seen a lot of good stuff.
He talks about racism, and he basically talks about living in the present and not addressing it at all. Just stop identifying it, and it will go away. Just stop bringing it up. Stop thinking about it. Stop talking about it. Stop making it an issue, and it won't be.
Yeah. So, Twitter, Elon Musk. I believe if he buys Twitter, that we're going to see maybe like a whole new renaissance in thought, as far as like people will be able to feel free to speak their minds again. People aren't going to be hiding out, being like, I better not say that because I'm self-censorship is going to disappear a little bit less.
Canceled.
Or it's going to disappear where it's encroached on a lot of minds in the past few years, where you're like, I better not say that. That could be misinterpreted.
Right.
People are going to start saying what they want to say more again, and you're going to feel free, like, to be like, oh, well, maybe, a good debate is, people will start realizing it's healthy again, because we have stopped debating.
Yes.
We have stopped debating in the last few years.
I made that meme using the Crowder thing.
Which one?
I made one that said, how he's got like the change my mind thing.
Yeah.
I made one that said debate is dead, change my mind. That was a long time ago too. That was pretty much when I stopped using social media.
Well, this gets, every time I think about the debate issue and people are like, they'll gaslight you and be like, no, that's not true. We're still debating. It's like, oh, well, when
they're still arguing.
Well, fuck, goddamn. What's the kid's name from? He's the right wing. He talks really fast. He's like, got a lot of daily. Is he the Daily Wire? Half of the Daily Wire? Yeah.
The guy with the beard?
He's a little Jewish dude. He just.
Oh,
you know what the fuck I'm talking
well,
about.
actually.
Well, actually. Yeah, that guy.
Why can't I think of his name right now?
Because I just fucking.
He's always pretty much on point. He's well spoken.
He's not Michael Knowles. That's his buddy at the Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro.
When Ben Shapiro challenged AOC to a debate, she said it was fucking.
He was trying to date her or something.
No, this is even before that. This is like 3-4 years ago. The first time he tries to debate her, she said it was misogynist or something like that.
What?
The recent time he tried to do it, she said it was because he wanted to date her or something like that, or it's first time it was catcalling, I think.
Catcalling.
I forget.
She can't debate Ben Shapiro. This is what he does for a living.
I know, because she's fucking a doofus.
She just doesn't have those kind of oratory skills.
She ain't got chops.
No. I mean, I'm sure it's a
but so
person.
they make it out into like. They make it out into this, thing where I can't debate him because he's misogynist. So I'm not going to debate him. It's like, that's not how this works.
No, it's not how it works. You have to prove
your
ideas.
To the debate and prove he's a misogynist.
Prove he's a misogynist. Prove your ideas are right.
Mm-hmm.
Persuade us with your intellect.
Exactly. Dazzle us with your intellect.
Dazzle us.
So, yeah, I think that was from 2018.
And that was something that Musk said, that you can't really have a conversation anymore. You can't have a debate anymore on Twitter, right? That's why he wanted to buy it. I could see that.
Yeah. She said, this is it, from 2018. I don't respond to unsolicited requests from men with bad intentions. It's just like catcalling.
Bad intentions?
I guess he had bad intentions to wanting a debate.
Wow. How far we've come. I remember.
And also, like catcalling, for some reason, they feel entitled to a debate, or entitled.
She's a public figure.
She's an asshole.
She is an asshole, but hopefully she gets booted out. She's not on my district.
Those Amazon workers ain't too happy with her.
Oh, hell no.
They're like, she's trying to help. She's trying to take credit.
Now, here's
for that
something.
Shit.
I happen to know someone. I grew up with someone who works at Amazon, is one of Bezos' assistants.
Okay.
And he told his stepmom, now this is in 2015, he told his stepmom that Amazon was coming to New York. They were going to try to get in the city, but they're going to come upstate, and that he's going to be coming home again. That was in 2015. How the hell did he know that?
People with big plans don't fuck around. They're thinking years ahead.
They are. They were planning years ahead.
Yeah.
So they already knew that they weren't going to get into the city somehow.
You ever see Bottle Rocket?
Yeah, that's got one of the Owens brothers in it.
Wilson's brother. He's got like the little notebook with the 5-year, 10-year plan.
Yes, yeah.
That's how big business is.
Yeah, exactly.
They got the big fucking.
But yeah, Amazon was apparently aware that they're going to have a hard time getting to New York City before this even happened. So maybe they took that into account. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of baffling.
That's pretty good information. I didn't know that you had somebody talking about that in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some big fucking warehouses, man. Huge. It's going to be huge. What else do we have here?
Bezos been putting in some time at the gym, huh?
He don't look like fucking Bill Gates.
No, he don't. He's got some weight to him now.
He's all jacked up. He's living the good life.
I guess so. If you're a billionaire, would do that, I guess.
So this is another thing which is concerning people. I've seen it in the news. There seems to be a bunch of like food manufacturing facilities that have been catching on fire. They've been getting burnt down.
I saw that.
And there's also, while this supposedly food chain or supply chain things happening, we got the food being kind of almost like sabotaged. We got 30 million birds were destroyed in the American food supply over avian bird flu in the past. I don't know what the date. I didn't look at the time schedule.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Could have been this year or last few months. I'm not sure.
I haven't heard anything about avian bird flu in years.
Well, this is just recently. FDA approved destruction of 30 million birds.
Now, who owns the most farmland in America?
It's either Bill Gates or China.
Right. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
But Elon buys Twitter, and that's fucking outrageous.
Yep.
Some bullshit thing you don't even need.
Yeah. You don't even need. It's a good distraction. That's for sure.
So they destroyed a bunch of birds, huh?
Yeah, people are getting worried. They're like, the food supply could, everybody's talking, could get fucked up because not only is this happening here in America, it's happening in China.
Right, it's happening in China.
Mm-hmm.
They're starving out Shanghai.
Yeah, they're just like, is it planned? I don't know. They're just gonna be like, oh, if they die, they die.
I mean, that's like the Holodomor. You ever hear that? I think we talked about this once.
I think you did.
The Holodomor was a manufactured famine by the Soviet Union in the Ukraine.
Right.
And it got so bad that people were eating their loved ones and selling their meat. And
ooh.
Yeah, there was human butcher shops and shit. You can find pictures online.
Oh, God damn.
That happened in the 30s, I believe.
That's not good. No, we don't need that.
We don't need that.
We don't need a butcher shop called Loved Ones.
No.
No.
Cousins.
Loved Ones special today. Half off.
I love you with all my heart, butcher shop.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's scary, man,
Well, I just saw that. I thought I'd bring it up.
Something I saw this week was an explosion at a Air Force base in Louisiana.
Oh, I did not see that. I feel like I saw something similar, but
it was up for like a day or almost a day, and then it was gone. I can only find like local reports of it. One lady said she saw a mushroom cloud.
Holy shit!
She seemed like she was out of it though. I don't know if I trust her.
Yeah.
But
it's a big mushroom cloud.
Yeah.
She got the friggin' moonshine in the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, you didn't find nothing else on it, but that is the way to actually source news is only through local.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the fucking.
You'll find the people right there.
You'll find the real shit.
I watch Jamaican news and Indian news every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually have subscribed to a bunch of local, like, news outlets from around the nation, and that's where you like pick up the weird shit.
Yeah, that is it. That's where it is. It's before like it gets glossed over for the entire nation, and you get
or it just gets it gets down the memory hole.
Right.
It's like we don't want nobody seeing that. We got the New York governor's race. The lieutenant governor pleaded guilty on Monday.
Guilty to bribery.
Oh, he's on bail for $250,000. He's out on bail, $250,000.
He took campaign donations and gave guarantees to companies to give them back tax dollars. And Hochul doesn't know nothing about it.
She's innocent.
She's innocent. She was also innocent through Cuomo and all the other bullshit that's happened.
And you know how much money she's raised since she became governor?
I have no idea.
$21 million for her campaign.
She's the worst. Nobody voted for her. Nobody voted for Hochul. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nobody looked at it and said, "Oh, who's going to be lieutenant governor? Hochul? That's my vote." You know, people voted for Cuomo. I don't know why, but people voted
because he's a bull.
I'm so against fucking goddamn.
He's a bull.
Dynasties. I just refused.
Yeah, if people
stop giving.
If
me the
I
same
see
family.
Chelsea Clinton run for anything, and people are like coming at me like, "It's gonna be so great," I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Like,
I'm just gonna start hitting people.
It's like, what do you want? A monarchy? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
I'm just gonna punch people.
We got to stop electing the same damn people.
I saw
over and over
Jenna
again.
Bush or one of the Bush girls.
No.
She's on some TV show, and I'm like, why do you even have a TV show? Why?
Why? Yeah.
Go away.
Go away. Take your secret security and go away.
Just
Live the rest
go
of your life in
away.
happiness. You know.
Oh my God.
Have fun running away from the secret security. Impress your friends with it. You know, do whatever you gotta do.
I mean, Ronnie Reagan's boy there, he was fucking on a show, or he had a show. I don't know what he's doing now, but it's just like,
he's got some talents at least.
yeah, I guess you could say he went to some schools. He got a good education. I mean, you could say the same probably for those other girls, but you know, women. Sorry, women. It's
You biologist? Or?
Are you biologist?
Anyway.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm not a biologist. I can't say what a woman is.
I mean, you know, Ronnie, I know he does other things besides political commentary.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, she's running against a Long Island representative, Tom Suzo.
Who is?
Hochul.
Oh, okay.
The primary is June 28th.
The Democratic primary? Are they having one? Or the Republican primary?
No, this is a Democratic primary.
Okay.
For Hochul in the governor's race.
Right.
So
she'll get the nomination, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably, unfortunately. I mean, she's got 21 million she's already raised over the past, what? How long ago did he get friggin' ousted? A year ago? In a year, couple months?
Yeah. He avoided a lot of other charges by stepping down, you know?
Yeah. But he's a bull.
How's New York working out? How's that working out for the state? How's that going? New York's pretty on the up and up, right? Out of debt.
New York City?
All of it.
All of it.
We're fucked.
Yeah, we spent a lot of money.
We're so dependent on federal funding for the city. It's ridiculous.
So anyways, I come up with this new idea for a new segment. What do you think about that? Do you see it there?
Where, at the end?
Well, I guess we could wait on it a little bit, but this is great, isn't it?
I don't quite see it.
It's the Ron Perlman one.
What don't we say this week?
Don't say what this week?
I'll get to that. We still got 20 minutes to rattle off here.
Yeah. I ain't got much more though. I mean, what the hell else are we talking about?
We're talking about Joe Pinion. Come on, baby. Senator, New York. Joe Pinion.
Joe.
Old Joe from Yonkers.
Your boy Joe from Yonkers?
My boy Joe from Yonkers. We got to get rid of Chuck Schumer. He's been there for fucking ever now. What is it, 16, 20 years, whatever.
It's Amy Schumer's uncle.
Something, yeah. They're related. He's related to Amy Schumer. He's been there forever. Joe's coming up.
Oh, look at him. Yeah, U.S. Senate. Joe Pinion.
Joe Pinion, baby.
He's an advocate.
He's well
an
dressed.
entrepreneur. Political news commentator.
He is.
Throughout his life, Joe has witnessed both the power of opportunity and the pernicious impact of government-driven neglect. The time has come to restore New York and build the American dream. Join us. Join
Come
Joe.
on, Joe Pinion, yeah.
Join his movement, bro.
I'm in.
Meet Joe.
Me and Joe are in.
He grew up in Yonkers.
Yonkers.
Hey. Yonkers, New York. Okay. His college years in the Shenango Valley. Bronx, nonprofit, blah, blah, blah.
But Schumer's been there forever. He's 70-something years old.
We got to get some young blood.
He's the youngest of the Democrat establishment leaders.
Yeah, I saw something recently
71 or
about that.
70
I was like, dude, there's a fucking...
These people have been there forever.
I think it was Salty Cracker. He's like, I wouldn't even let those people drive me around.
No.
I wouldn't let them drive me around in a fucking car if
This guy would
needed to go somewhere.
I'd be in his fucking foxhole in a second, this dude, Joe Pinion.
Yeah, he could drive my fucking car. I mean...
He's stylish, too. He's got some
probably
style.
a fucking race car driver.
Yeah, he looks like he's got it together. I mean, if he... Based on looks, I guess.
Joe Pinion.
Yeah, fresh face, man. Now, he's a black guy. I don't know if we've had black senators or not. I don't remember one in my time. We probably have.
In New York?
Yeah, I mean, not that it's neither near here nor there, really.
No, like you said, it's like Morgan Freeman said, stop talking about it. And it ain't even the thing.
Right. But if there's some kind of box to be checked off, it could happen there.
Oh, yeah. It helps if you're on the other side. Is a Democrat or Republican?
He's a Republican, I think.
He's a Republican, okay.
Well,
so it won't help him.
Well, nobody gives a shit.
Because he's on the wrong side.
All right, he's got whatever. But he's got the views that I like. He's pro New York.
Your race cards don't work on.
I'm not pulling the race card. I'm just saying I happened to notice that he was a black man.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying you got a race. I'm saying he's got a race card, but it don't work when you're on the right. It only works when you're on the left.
Yeah, I guess
then
it's
a big thing.
I mean, I don't think that's his primary
I don't think
lens.
he gives a shit.
No,
and that's good.
I think he's a child of God, and that's what he sees himself as.
Yeah.
As a New Yorker, as an American.
America.
Yeah. So that's I'm supporting Joe Pinion. Got to get Chuck out of there. It's been too long. He's so full of shit. I can't fucking listen to two opinions of his 1 year to the next without them being contradictory to each other.
No, there's so many videos of him just being straight up,
contradictory with inside of months of each other, and
1 minute it's the filibuster, we got to get rid of it. Next is we got to keep it. Now we got to get rid of it. And it's like back and forth, whatever it works for me.
Whatever
make
is
it
politically
work.
expedient at the moment is what he does.
Yeah, for him. Yeah.
I met him once. I met Chuck once.
Yeah, was he?
It was brief. It was at a 4th of July parade.
Okay, where was this?
Right in town.
He was here in town, walking in the parade.
Walking the parade. Maybe 2002 or something.
Chucky.
Yeah, this is a long time ago. Yeah.
Chucky Schumer.
Yeah, Chuck. Yeah.
Chucky Schumer.
Chucky Schumer. Yeah. He's got to go. Got to go. It's time for change.
Yeah, Socrates loves them Democrats, don't they?
That's a recent phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always a Republican town. I mean, but how Democrat? I mean, I know these guys. They're not loonies. They're not.
Schumer?
Well, that Schumer I don't know, but the other guys in town I know, and they're not leftists by any means.
Okay,
Neoliberal.
No, neoliberal.
I wouldn't consider the supervisor of Socrates. I don't think Fred Costello is a neoliberal. No.
Oh, okay.
I think he's a conservative Democrat.
Just a regular Democrat. Just a good
regular old Democrat. Yeah.
I was saying that to someone the other day, and I was like, I'm a pretty much classical Democrat. And they're like, bullshit. I'm like, all right, believe whatever you want to believe, but it's like I didn't change. You did.
Well, yeah. when they started to run the same family members again, that's what really got me. And two things that turned me away from both parties was the auto bailouts underneath Bush and the bank bailouts underneath Obama, which I thought was worse. You're bailing out fucking banks.
With our cash.
With our cash.
It's like you're taking the American people's cash and being like, it's more or less fucking
right.
Straight up communism. It's close.
Well, it's fascism.
Fascism.
It's a symbiotic relationship between government and private enterprise, which is what that was. And
not good.
No, it's not good. And one of my biggest enemies, I feel, inside of America is the privatized central bank, the third innovation known as the Federal Reserve.
Shit, it sucks.
It sucks because they
got nothing for you, man.
They give you Federal Reserve signatures and tell you they give you 2 Federal Reserve signatures and say that you owe them 3 Federal Reserve signatures. Where the hell am I supposed to get the other signature from? But you, it's just a scam. They can just keep printing money and making money, and they're not even owned by all Americans. I think their headquarters is in Malta. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, not good. Not good. The Fed's got to go. Someday I would love to see that happen.
That would be great, right?
If that happened, our country would turn around in fucking
right,
2 years.
Yeah, Andrew Jackson did it. I know he catches a lot of slack for the other stuff that he did, especially the Trail of Tears, but he did end this, the private central bank in America, and we went on to have one of the most prosperous periods ever seen in the world.
Yeah, it's just a no-brainer when you have a corporation or whatever they are, they're a bank, saying, if you want to print money, you got to go through us.
Yeah, that's retarded.
And what we're going to do is basically we're going to allow you to have an increment of money, but by letting us allow you have that increment, you have to pay us money to have the increment.
Right. You have to pay us more than we gave you. And, really, this is Congress' job. And because they haven't been doing this, they haven't been keeping track of the
They're traitors.
They should have never signed it off. That should have been illegal. But since they no longer are burdened with managing our currency, they can have time to do other stupid shit that is unnecessary.
Well, I saw that that was a big thing in the news. Jumping off the traitor thing was Romney calling Tulsi a traitor.
Oh, he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I don't know who he's trying to
suck up to.
Yeah. What is going on in Utah? This guy keeps getting elected. It's seriously. He's a billionaire, right? And he's a devout Mormon, I believe, right? Isn't he?
Yes, he totally is. Yeah.
And now he's siding with the left a lot, And I think that's because he just didn't like Trump or something.
Yeah, it's probably part of that.
But Mitt Romney's always been a piece of shit in my book. That hasn't changed.
Mitt, you're shit.
He's been a piece of shit since the 90s, and he's a piece of shit now. He's had a couple things here and there in debates where I saw, maybe it's, maybe he's right about that, I think he was kind of right about not taking pressure off of Russia. But whatever, fucking he's a piece of shit.
I'm trying to find this thing
That's
I saw.
another dude whose views seem to change with the fucking wind. Dude doesn't have a principle in his body.
Not a principle boned in his body.
No, there isn't.
Fucking piece of shit. Mitt.
Yeah, we're gonna get banned off this thing.
We're trying to, I think.
Are we?
I don't know. I mean, but there's always Rumble. We can just go over to Rumble. I think there's going to be a lot of networks changing. I mean, it's there's plenty of places to go now.
Let's see what else I got to talk about. I got some stuff in the chat, don't I?
Well, there was this one thing that I'm trying to find it, but there was it was a representative talking about special interest, and he was talking so bluntly about how you have to buy select committee seats. He's like, it's basically $1 million rental free a year. It's like, if you want to get on any of these big committee fucking things, the special interests give you the seat, but you have to pay them. And it's more or less $1
Pay to
million.
play?
Yeah, per seat. And he's like, I've seen people carrying around brochures with like how much a seat costs, and it's an annual payment, and special interests are the ones who control all this. And he's like, basically, I was like, holy shit. And he's on camera saying it. And I'm trying to find out which one it was. I think Crystal and Sagar did the Sagar.
Did the original report?
Yeah. From talk. What is it? Fucking.
We looked it up. We'll get back to that. I got something here. All right, April 20th, 2022. The Secret Service fatally shot an intruder who had been smashing windows at the Peruvian ambassador's home on Wednesday morning in Washington, D.C. 2 uniformed Secret Service officers first used tasers to try to detain the man who was armed with a metal stake and had been breaking windows in the rear of the residence of the Metropolitan Police Department Chief Robert Conti told reporters. They encountered this person. They pulled their less than lethal service weapons, their tasers, the chief said. The officers fired those tasers. They did not take effect, and ultimately the officers pulled their service weapons, firing rounds and this person was now deceased. The family of the Peruvian ambassador called the Secret Service after hearing windows being broken, according to police. The officers and those family members were not injured, police and the Secret Service said. It wasn't immediately clear what, if any, connections the intruder had to the embassy. We don't know who this individual is, Conte said. We don't know this person was on the ambassador's residential property. We don't know why this person we don't know why this person was on the ambassador's residential property. We don't know why this person smashed out several windows. We don't know why this person had a double stake. We don't know why this person approached the officers with a double stake, but we're investigating that now. Reps for the Peruvian embassy could not be immediately reached for comment on Wednesday. But its Twitter feed confirmed that a person entered the official residence without authorization, causing material damage to the property before the fatal shooting. The ambassador and his family, the residential staff, and the Secret Service agents are safe, and the fact that this is being investigated by competent authorities, according to the embassy statement. That kind of didn't make sense to me.
So this
That's
happened in D.C. at the embassy.
At the guy's personal residence.
Personal residence.
The Peruvian ambassador's personal residence.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's smashing windows out of his personal
residence, and they went in.
No, they didn't get in. They just broke stuff.
Well, who the fuck they shoot?
The ambassador called the Secret Service, and the Secret Service shot the guy.
The ambassador.
The ambassador called the Secret Service.
Right. And then they found the guy that broke the windows.
He was still on the property.
Okay. Oh, so he didn't go in. He just broke windows and then got shot on the grounds.
Yes. He was approaching him with a stake.
Weird.
Really weird. Who's got something against Peru? We got good relations for Peru. A lot of Americans go there.
Weird.
They got great beaches,
Yeah.
It's hot as hell there.
Machu Picchu.
Is that? Yeah, it's in Peru, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
Maybe the aliens. Maybe it was an alien they shot.
I don't know what the hell that was about.
That's a strange story. That's a strange
That's
one.
one I caught this week. What else did I catch?
Well, here's the Crystal and Sagar. Sorry. They got GSP Congressman Mo Brooks explaining how entrenched corruption in D.C. works.
Mel Brooks?
Mo.
Oh, Mo.
Mo Brooks. And it's a great video if anybody wants to watch it. It's breaking points. Basically, the dude just goes off. It's from 3 days ago. He goes off just talking about how, it's $1 million. You know, if you want to get on one of these committees, select committees, there's like tiers, the A and the B and the C. And it's like, I've seen people carrying around brochures with how much one costs. And it's basically the special interest charge per seat. So I'm just
They're making money by making money.
Yeah. I was just like,
they're charging for seats.
So I don't know if anybody's
lobbyists for hire
come out and denounce this guy.
Buy-in lobbyist.
Yeah, let's just buy in, pay to play, man.
Wow. Here's something I want to get on.
It says this story broke years ago. Okay, all right, but nobody's taken action. I'm reading the comments right now, I guess. And
something we were talking about last week was the snake venom in the water.
oh yes, that's right. You got some more on the snake venom?
I found where the source of this story came from.
4chan.
No, it's from a documentary called "Watch the Water."
I've heard about that. Yeah, I haven't seen the documentary yet. It's on Rumble.
It's on YouTube. It's this doctor. I think he might be a chiropractor though, but this doctor he catches a few news reports that are comparing COVID to snake venom or something. Then he gets a hold of wind of this guy named Lou Bing, right? And Lou Bing was a doctor working out of University of Philadelphia, I believe, or University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. And he said that he had a COVID announcement, and then a couple days later he was shot. So this doctor says that they've synthesized basically venom, components of venom, and have put it in the water. Peptides, I think he would have called them, a certain aspect of the venom, and that they could put it in different water supplies at different times. And he has a long. This is a rabbit hole.
Did you watch the?
Oh yeah, it's
you
a rabbit.
watched.
It's a rabbit hole.
You watched the whole.
I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
It was a lot of it was beyond me. I found a lot of it to be far fetched, but it was interesting nonetheless. He does make some good arguments for his. Presents his findings.
How are they gonna? How is the water gonna affect people, according to his analysis?
Paralyzation of the diaphragm, and that these particular snake venoms that they copied, one of them that he said they got copied was the red-headed crate, Vietnamese snake, one of the most poisonous in the world, and another one was king cobra, of course. I don't know why it's always king cobra, but and he says that it attaches to your I forget they're called, but it's where your nicotine receptors are.
Okay.
Which control your diaphragm and make it difficult to breathe. He also says that they'll attack failing organs first. You'll see the effects in failing organs first. So if you've had a pre-existing addition, this is how he explains that. In your pancreas, this peptides will attack your pancreas and you'll die.
Snake venom will attack.
Synthesized snake venom. Yeah.
Synthesized. Reminds me of some kind of bad Batman plot.
Yeah, Bond film,
Well, remember the first Chris Nolan Batman, where they put the drugs in the water and they have a microwave emitter that's supposed to vaporize the water and then make it go airborne.
Huh? No, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
He does have a movie scene where they replicate that's from a movie like from 2005 or something. I didn't.
Strange.
Maybe that's where he got the idea from. I don't know. He also has news reports in there though that were before anybody really knew what was going on. One of the news reports is from a doctor in Colorado who was talking about the similarities between COVID and being poisoned by snakes.
Wow.
So he went down this rabbit hole and he found a bunch of stuff and he presents his argument. And it's interesting. I don't know.
Well, a lot of people bought into it, that's for sure, because it was everywhere.
They brought in quick, didn't they?
They bought in quick. It was everywhere last week.
It was everywhere. I don't know if it's been debunked yet, but that's where that started from. I did get to the bottom of that.
I always like to go to the BitChute and see what's trending on BitChute because, that's kind of like Stropey's still on there. And
oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still alive.
He's still kicking.
He's on BitChute?
Yeah.
Stroppy me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I saw him trending last week with something. I haven't watched much of his stuff lately, but
I like Stroppy me.
Yeah. He's all right. So let's see what they got on here. They got the Mike Tyson thing. Elites like to eat people. Let's see. We got the fentanyl crawl sweeping across America. People just dying of fentanyl.
That's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
It's your Lieutenant Allen West got mobbed?
No.
See, he went to go to talk at a school, at a college, and I think it was in Texas, and he got attacked by a mob. And
Really?
oh yeah,
By a crazy left-wing mob.
a lot of BLM members.
BLMers.
Which is strange.
Very strange.
Right?
I mean, he's a fucking cool dude.
Yeah.
And
he's a patriot.
Smart.
And smart, yeah.
Super smart.
Did his time, served our country. But yeah, he was getting harassed by BLM,
And they attacked him.
Yeah, the chants are really strange directed towards him because
The chants?
well, they're pro-black chants.
But he's black.
Yeah, I believe he's a black.
I know
man.
he is. Yeah.
I've seen him.
You're like, I believe he is.
I'm not a
But
biologist.
I'm not a biologist, but I know what a woman is.
I know that he identifies as black at least. But yeah, that was very strange to see.
Yeah, that's how crazy things are getting. That's what I meant. Like he doesn't get the privilege of being a fucking intersectionary friggin' political person because he's on the wrong side.
I don't have that meter in me.
Like how much of a victim are you? That makes you more. I should listen to you more because you have this wrong with you and this wrong with you, and you've struggled through that, and you're so brave because you did this and that makes your word more valuable than someone else's because they're privileged. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't have that meter. I just don't have it. I thought that was interesting though.
I mean, look at like I think it was my bro was just telling me. He's like the movie King Richard that everybody's Will Smith just won an Oscar for.
Yeah,
It's like that should just right there. It's like there's a man who didn't take no for an answer. And in America, if any sport or even in the world, there's golf and there's tennis. If there's any two sports that want to keep black people out of it, there's the two. But in America, it didn't hold a lot of, it didn't hold Richard back and it didn't hold Tiger Woods back.
No.
It's because you're not a victim unless you want to be. That's it.
Wow, yeah. I mean, there was times in this country where those issues were real and,
But yeah, what we're talking about Morgan Freeman shit.
After
it's in the
90s,
past.
Yeah, I mean, I've never met a black person that's told me like racism's held me back from what I wanted to do.
I can't say I've met one either. No.
So I mean
that has said come up and been like, if it weren't for the color of my skin, I would be somewhere different.
Right. And I'm not to say that hasn't happened in our country.
It does. Yeah, it does. I'm not saying it doesn't.
It's not the norm, is what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna
right
sit there and watch somebody discriminate against somebody against based off the color of their skin or whatever. I'm not gonna sit by and watch that. You out of your mind?
But the point being, if you wanted to be a millionaire, you could. There's
sure.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing holding me back. Yeah.
Nothing holding you back.
No.
Except this is how I roll. I'm not too worried about being a millionaire.
Right. I could blame the English.
You could blame anybody you want why you don't have $1 million. The fact of the fucking matter is you could work fucking 16, 18 hours a day for the next 5 years and you'd get there.
Yep.
And that's the point where it's like this fake bullshit with being a victim is like become fucking it's a victim Olympics or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's a somehow makes you more important or your voice more esteemed because you've been victimized this many times versus the other person who's got privilege. Doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, a point's a point. Sometimes like people who've been through hard times, they do come across
I think Gothics the other day, or actually maybe I was watching her earlier. She's like, the fact of the matter is anybody in America is privileged. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's absolutely it. You're privileged compared to everyone else in the world, really.
Really?
Yeah, because you have access. You could choose to do things or not do things. Some people might have more,
Of course, yeah.
more challenges.
There's people born into a rich family.
Sure.
They got fucking real privilege.
Right.
I ain't gonna deny that. I ain't gonna say that fucking rich kid who's living off the trust fund ain't privileged. But, that's fucking life.
That's life. And you could have it too if you wanted,
Yeah, if you wanted to fucking go work for 18 hours for the next 5 years, become a millionaire, and then raise your kids spoiled as fuck, you can do that too.
Or even push yourself to think of something that no one's ever thought before, to invent something, to the innovation, American innovation, that's still viable, and the patent office is there to protect you. And I think there's some flaws with the patent office, but it's still there to protect you if you have an idea,
Yeah. Mr. Science, where are you, bud?
Did he come back?
Where are you, pal? Where are you, pal?
So
yeah,
What
Mr. Science.
what don't we say this week, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got a couple new...
Don't say.
Don't say. This is our new spot.
This
Mr. Science, what don't we say this week?
This one's sponsored to us by Hellboy.
Mr. friggin' Perlman. Oh, we should get him up on here.
Yeah,
Well, how the fuck do I... Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
What time's the pharmacy at Walmart close?
Walmart?
Yeah.
It's fucking closed, bro.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. Why? You got to go there?
Yeah, I got to pick up my mom's medication and send it to her in Philadelphia.
I will check right now.
We don't got to check now. We'll check after the show.
All right, so let's wrap it up because you got shit to do. So this week, this is our new segment I thought of because we love Ron Perlman's voice, and when he was like, don't say gay, you call me fuck.
He was flipping out.
Don't say. So we're going to do a don't say what this week. What shouldn't we say this week? Don't say.
Free to bet.
Free to bet.
Free to bet.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, did you hear Taiwan fucking the news?
What?
There's some assholes in the news over there falsely reported China was invading.
Holy shit.
And people started to freak the fuck out because it was Taiwanese news. They're like, China's coming in. Everybody, please be calm.
Wow.
And high alert. Yeah, people fucking started losing it.
Wow.
I don't know if that was just a warm up or if they really fucking got fake news and somebody set them up or what's going on.
Huh.
But don't say Tibet this week, bro. Don't say Taiwan is a country.
Taiwan is a country.
Okay.
My thing about Taiwan is we need Japan to be in on it. Because if Japan backs out of this, we just don't have the bases over there to do anything.
The rebel base.
We need Japan. We need their land to use to launch things against China. I could see like South Korea wanting to stay out of it because they could be reached by Chinese tanks. But Japan, we absolutely need Japan to back Taiwan.
Yeah. Well,
and you can see their Air Force bases now on Google Earth if you want.
Google Earth.
Any Air Force base in the world.
Go check it out.
Go check
while
it
it's getting good.
Well, it's getting good. All the military bases out there.
All right, this
except in
week
China,
people are forgetting stuff because they can't remember. They don't have a fucking memory. What must we forget this week to live in our current reality?
Oh, wow. I had hay fever all week. Jesus.
We must forget to live in the current bubble.
We must forget that mega corporations like Disney should pay taxes in the state that they're based in.
Yeah. We can't fucking...
Can't have Disney paying taxes down in Florida now.
Yeah. That's just not fair.
What the fuck was that all about? Are you shitting me? They're one of the biggest corporations in the world.
They can build their own nukes.
And they're living down there tax-free.
They could build their own nuclear fucking power plant if they wanted to.
Bullshit. No way.
They were just controlling themselves.
I had no idea that was going on.
Who knows if anything was up to code?
Who knows?
They got no codes. They got their own codes.
Who knows who was stealing those kids down there? I've heard of kids missing out in fucking Disneyland. Disney World.
Imagine what the fuck. They shot themselves in the foot, bro.
Wow.
They sure did. It's like you guys were on Easy Street, and then you fucking got to go and piss off the fucking Ronnie.
Ronnie DeSantis.
You got to piss off Ronnie DeSantis.
He's going to get out his camo and kick your ass.
Yeah, he's a war vet. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What blows me away is that they weren't paying taxes in Florida. I had no idea that was going on.
I didn't know that.
You know,
You're saying they weren't paying shit.
That's what I heard. That they weren't paying and they were governing themselves.
That's all. I know they were governing themselves, and they had they did their own policing. They did their own friggin' like I said, the code. Like they didn't have to check with any of Florida's codes or nothing. So it's like if you had a health inspector come in, it's hey, it's a Mickey. Oh, is everything okay around here? Oh, it looks good.
You mix Mickey and Mario there.
Yeah. Sorry, Nintendo.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember
what the fuck is this? Is this a rat?
I remember hearing I might have heard that when I lived down there, but I don't remember it.
Well, I mean, that's crazy to be just governing themselves for the past 50, 60 years, whatever it is.
No wonder why he's frozen down there.
Yeah.
Is that up to code?
Yeah.
Why come we didn't do that for Kennedy?
Nuts, dude. So, yeah, we got to forget that people paying taxes is
mega corporation.
A mega corporation paying taxes. That's totally. It's not unfair.
Right, it's not.
It's not unfair.
It's not unfair.
We can't remember that. Okay, and then we got someone towing the line this week. Holy shit, I know who it is.
Who do you got?
Fucking Saki.
Oh, God.
Crying
about her groomers going away?
Groomers fucking, yeah, her groomer fucking friends not being able to talk to kids about their sexual fucking orientation.
I didn't see that, but that's disgusting.
Starts pouting.
Why is
crying.
she pouting?
The children. They're just hurting the children.
From what? Not being talked to about sexualization?
Yeah, I guess it's hurting the kids.
Oh, my God.
Who do you got for fucking towing the line?
I can't beat that.
That's towing it. That's towing the biggest shit line I ever seen.
She could talk about your kids in Ukraine without crying. You know, she could talk about all the shit, but
they're really reaching to disable your fucking.
Why is that? Why is this all
your critical thinking?
Why is this happening? You know, like why
they're fucking scared, bro. They're scared.
I mean,
they're scared about that thing Chuck Todd said. The election polls look bad or catastrophic.
Well,
so they're trying to pull the heartstrings, like a fucking goddamn lawnmower.
I mean, can they stop doing stuff that conspiracy theorists say that they're going to do? Like, just stop following their fucking conspiracy theorist plan that you say that you're going to do.
I need new conspiracies. I'm all out.
I know.
All the old ones are all fucking used up.
All used up. It's ridiculous.
So, yeah, they're definitely trying to, sever the fucking critical thinking wires. We're just going straight to the I'm going to cry on TV.
That's ridiculous.
I'm going to cry.
Remember when Obama cried on TV? It was like, what the fuck, dude? Come on.
Was it clean? Was it articulate crying?
I guess so. I mean,
for an African American man.
I mean, I don't know what that
according
has
to Biden,
but
Biden's quote I read you last week.
Jesus Christ, dude. That's some old school thinking right there. That's somebody who grew up around racism and
you know,
for real, embraced it. Well, he's the last one,
you
some
said
dirty words on fucking the Senate floor.
You have said.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Saki too, crying because you can't groom kids. You know, the thing that kills me, if it's not happening, then why does it matter if it's banned?
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, it's like, why do people care? If it's if you don't care about it and you think it's bullshit, then why do you care that it's banned?
Right.
Or not even banned. It's just a law against doing it. That's like saying you care that you'd be pissed that someone made a law against, something that's not happening. So let's think of something ridiculous what does something that nobody does that, I don't know.
That we can make a law against?
Yeah. So you're I'm going to make a law against people shitting
in the
and
produce
and running down the street.
And running down the street.
Yeah. It's like, we're going to make a law against that. It's like, how dare you make a law against people shitting and running down the street with produce?
It's not happening. All right, you don't care if we make that harder to do.
It's like, I don't know. I guess their response to that would be like, well, there already are laws for it.
There already are laws for it. I did hear somebody criticize, they had a criticism about the Republican response towards, people saying that this isn't happening. And I was like, well, that's not happening, so they should just ban that outright. I went straight to it. Yeah, ban that, because that's not happening.
Ban it.
It literally wasn't happening,
though. Let's see. Next week. We doing anything special next week? Probably not.
I'm trying to catch up this week because
you had a rough week.
Yeah, that shit. Hay fever. My God.
Trip out.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna die with your head just throbbing, whole entire nasal passage just
better than ayahuasca, friends.
Boom, boom.
Better than the ayahuasca.
I actually thought maybe my brain released DMT or something.
I mean, we produce it. You could have.
Maybe thought I was dying.
It's good stuff. Alex says he's doing DMT dreams all the night long, every night.
How is old Alex? I haven't seen or heard anything from him in a while.
He's doing great. I mean, I watched he was on some show with a couple people. He was painting rocks and talking about like fucking whatever, and it was funny. Different side of Alex.
Huh.
He says he's gonna quit drinking and do a workout regimen and get back into shape. Who knows if that's true or not, but that's what he says.
He's going to write some more beats, maybe.
Maybe. He was talking about, how him getting canceled and fucking them going after other people and not succeeding is a good thing. Like going after Joe, going after Elon.
Right. But they got him, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's like, at least, it's like they got me, but when they went after Joe, it was unsuccessful. So that was good.
I heard that InfoWars went bankrupt.
That's he's restructuring. He didn't go bankrupt. It's like, it is a bankruptcy thing, like tool, but he's restructuring. He's like opening up his books so they can see like he doesn't have all this money they're claiming he has. And the other thing too, he said that, which was very interesting, was like he's like, I was hoping that the Spotify got rid of Joe. He's like, he's got things, he's got plans. I was like, ooh. So he's like, Joe was expecting to get fucking the axe from Spotify,
right?
And he's been doing stuff in the background to where like there may be a fucking YouTube thing, but it's all his.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. That's why he kind of left YouTube, because he was getting worried about it. That's why he went to Spotify to show them, fuck you, I don't need you.
Right.
And then Alex was insinuating when they come after him, he's like, Joe's already got it all ready to go. He's like, I was praying that Spotify was going to get rid of him.
Huh? Because Joe actually talked about leaving Spotify after that anyway. So you think that Joe has another platform, or?
I think supposedly him and probably a bunch of other rich fucks have built something that if they want to, they'll just open it up.
They should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's a game changer. It might even be tied in with this Elon stuff on Twitter.
It very well could be.
Mm-hmm.
Very well could be. Huh. That Elon thing should be interesting.
We'll see what happens. I mean, he's made a play. You could see he's got a long-term plan, because right off the bat he was like, "This is the final offer," and then they're like, "Whatever, why don't you join the board?" And he was like, "Fuck you, I'm not joining the board because then I can't do what I want to do." Right. And then he comes back with another offer, and then now he's like, "I'm going to go straight to the investors." So there was a shit ton of game. They fucking planned it out a bunch of different ways. So. We'll see what happens.
Here's something I didn't know until a few years ago. That presidents have a itinerary that's pre-written, and they adjust as it goes along to meet their goals. I had no idea that they had a day-by-day plan with contingencies in it. and they like expect people to vote a certain way in a certain thing or not, and they have a contingency for that. I had no idea.
That makes sense to me, though. That's like, we
so thought out.
That's why, like, I love talking to you about things, is because we can kind of do that in a, we understand that as far as like with also like playing games and all that stuff for you, for me, it was just, I don't know, I've learned a little bit from there, but just to think like as a, there's a million different ways to skin a cat.
Yeah, there is.
So, and when you start like wargaming stuff, there's so many different ways things can go. It's like chess as well,
Well, it's game theory, yeah.
Yeah, it's game theory. So it's like when you start talking about stuff in that direction, it's easy to be called a conspiracy theorist. But 9 out of 10 times, it's like, well, yeah, I thought of that, and it's like, does that make me crazy or does it make me fucking right?
Right. Makes you right. It turned out to be right.
Yeah. When you turn out to be right, it makes you right. And it's just because other people are like, no way, that's fucking, it's like, well, if you look at it like this, they're just taking the long way around.
You know what's happened is people have taken these political parties and made them part of their identity, and therefore it's hard for them to disconnect from it.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck who wins as long as it represents me. As long as the government's controlled by me and people like me and everyone who voted, and it's for me and the people like me and everyone around America, then that's all I care about. I don't care what the name says.
Well, that's where we go back into the whole like fucking people trying to destroy America from the outside. It's like you're trying to get the youth to hate their own country, and it's working.
It is working.
It's working. It's working, and it's planned. Don't forget that.
That's working. Yes. People will start loving America if these food shortages start happening worldwide.
They're gonna love America real quick.
Love America real quick.
Alrighty, I think I'm gonna play us out with a couple things here today. Maybe I'm gonna play the Jasper fucking concrete thing, and might play Mars Rats commercial with the wax.
I'm gonna check out some bases.
All right, well, enjoy your base searching. Everybody, thanks for stopping by this week. Barnes will have a full report on all the military bases around the world for next week. All right. And the Hala thing should be all ready to go next week if you're and I will have Jasper on probably. He will be here for the debut of that. So until then, everyone, remember, wherever you go, there you are. Whoops.
Oh, look at that.
You want to pour concrete, but you know it can be a nightmare. You know it can go off like a bomb. So, call Catterskill Concrete. They will make your nightmare a dream.